So we are discussing about how much yogi has to sleep, how much he should eat. Anything else you remember? Um, why? Why half closed? There will be so much deviation.
We would like
Yes. Why we discuss that? Any idea? Sattva, Rajoguna.
like if you eat much, then after eating this kind of like if someone is eating not what kind of diabetes, what if he is eating like normal food, then what kind of food he adopt.
Okay. So we were in this section now, perfectional stage of Ashtanga Yoga. We discussed almost until this verse, 6.19. As a lamp in a windless place doesn't waver, so the transcendentalist whose mind is controlled remains always steady in his meditation on the transcendent self. So here the example given is lamp. So how yogi is fully absorbed. His mind is like undisturbed, that light. The lamp is there, lamp light is there. If wind is there, what will happen? The light waves here and there. But if there is no wind, it will be straight. So like this, his focus also will not be disturbed by anything. Wind is like our mind, that thoughts. So many thoughts are coming, right? We cannot focus on one thing because of the thoughts. The thoughts comes and pull us from where you think about it, think about that. So we cannot focus on one thing. But yogis, they have practiced and they can eliminate the thoughts. The thoughts will not disturb them. So that's why that example is given. Wind, candle, lamp. Similarly, mind, thoughts, and focus. So they control everything, thinking, speech, and action. So if these three things are pure, so one has to think good only. Should not think bad about others. Should not. Generally, whenever we want to do something, the first process happens in mind. आप कभी कुछ खाना है भी तुरंत मन में आते अब कितना पैसा है क्या खाएंगे कितना खाएंगे so the process happens in mind so dhyayate visayan pumsa I think last week also we discussed from the thought process first it happens dhyayate that contemplation dhyayate means exactly feeling and feeling so first it thinks then it feels if I get how it will be very nice then it will be in action. That physically, mentally, first the mental thing will happen. So that's why first thing only we have to cut them. कुछ लोग सोचते गलती, someone think about other woman who is not his wife only. He thinks bad about her. So then overthinking, what happens? Slowly that thinking will come into willing. So that's why the people do misbehave with the woman, right? Because of that thinking. पहले ये सोचते रहते ऐसा नहीं सीधा जाके कुछ तो करते थे. तो कोई चोरी करने में भी बहुत सोचते प्लानिंग करके जाते ना. The first process happens. That's why that there only we have to cut. Then speech. One should speak good things only. One should not speak about nonsense or somebody's chastising. These things should not. Then action is very, very important. Action, one should do pure action only. Anything. Like if you're eating also, you should eat proper prasadam. That what happens that prasadam is purifies the consciousness. If he eats other food, that will contaminate. So food has three gunas, means three parts are there. Whenever you eat food, one is nutrition you will get from the food. Second part is it will get wastage, that will go out. Third part is one who is cooking. That person consciousness will affect us. That's why from whose hand we are eating. In those days, usually old people, they cook and they only will eat. They don't eat from others' hand, you know. अभी भी गांव में रह सकते हो they will not eat from anybody's hand so this already we discussed we'll go ahead from this verse so this verse is quite big we'll directly read the purport so now it is advanced stage yogis well, he is already almost perfected his level About them we are discussing. In the stage of perfection called trance or samadhi. Means samadhi means once he is focused, it means he will not, his mind doesn't go anywhere. That is samadhi. It's a last stage. Yam, niyam, asana, pranayam, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana. Samadhi is the last stage. So one's mind is completely restrained from material mental activities by practice of yoga. You know, material mental activities, मतलब कुछ आइडिया है? मन में हम दो चीज सोच सकते हैं, मेंटल और स्पिरिचुअल भी. तो कृष्णा says that मन मना भव मत भक्तो मध्यादि माम नमस्ते. मन मना, think about me. Krishna says, but we think so many things which is not about Krishna. That is called mental activity, material activities. आप लोगों को मालूम है मेटेरियल स्पिरिचुअल मतलब क्या है? वे उदाहरण देंगे. क्या क्या बॉडी? ठीक है. स्पिरिचुअल मतलब ठीक है. एनी आइडिया व्हाट इज मटेरियल, व्हाट इज स्पिरिचुअल?
Really something like a kind of book जो आदमी सोचता रहता है दिन उसके बारे में, यानी spiritually something की जो रचना भगवान के बारे में सोचना और करना.
ठीक है, गुड. So same thing only we can use for material and spiritual. I told you that five senses can be used for material also, spiritual also. So so material means like this mic is there. I can use for ऐसा pop song pop singer रहते वो लोग क्या करते हैं ऐसा वो करते हैं हम यदि भजन गा रहे, that is spiritual. Like eyes can be used for watching movies or taking darshan of Lord. So similarly food, ordinary food is, it is material. When it is offered to Lord and make prasad, that is spiritual. So that is material activities and spiritual activities. You work for your body, your enjoyment, own enjoyment. That is material activity. When you work for Lord, and that's so activities both in karma. That is spiritual. So they will not, even in mind, they don't think about material activity. Because everything begins from mind only, right? If someone thinks properly and engage the mind properly, then उनका माइंड भी मेटेरियली सोचते रहे. माइंड मेटेरियली सोच रहे मतलब आप मेटेरियल चीज ही करेंगे, मन से ही चालू होता है ना. So it begins from mind and you do the material things. If you think about spiritual, you do spiritual thing. Person wants to drink, immediately he will not go and drink. First the mentally he thinks कैसा रहेगा, स्मेल कैसा है, पियेंगे क्या होएगा, सब कुछ सोचने के. घर जाएंगे कोई कुछ बोलेंगे क्या स्मेल रहते है, सब कुछ मन में होगा. Then it will come in action. This perfection is characterized by one's ability to see the self by the pure mind and to release and rejoice in the self. In the joyous state, one is situated in boundless transcendental happiness, realized through transcendental senses, established thus one never depart from the truth, and upon gaining this, he thinks there is no greater gain. Being situated in such a person, one is never shaken, even in the midst of the greatest difficulty. This indeed is actual freedom from all miseries arising from material contact. So, here everything is given about mind. Mind is very, very powerful. Even Krishna himself told, I cannot control the wind. I can control the wind also, but he said, I cannot control the mind. Mind is very difficult. In further verses, we can see. And Krishna also accepted, yes, mind cannot be controlled. But by practice and determination, you can control the mind. It is difficult, but possible. So practice means the spiritual practice one has to perform. Determination means without fail. ऐसा नहीं एक दिन करेंगे, 2 दिन करेंगे, बाद में बंद कर देंगे. कुछ अच्छा लग रहा है, कुछ अच्छा नहीं लग रहा है. This mind always confuses. कुछ दिन अच्छा लगता है मंदिर आने के लिए, कुछ दिन के बाद क्या बोलने वाला है इधर, कुछ ऐसे हरे कृष्णा हरे राम बोलेंगे तो छोड़ के जाएंगे. So this mind pulls us. Again जो चीज करने के लिए मन हमको ये होते हैं. That's why one has to regulate the mind. Regulate mind मतलब क्या है? हाँ? Sorry? ठीक है. रेगुलेटिंग मीन्स कंट्रोल. अभी फैन को रेगुलेटर रहते हैं ना, रेगुलेटर कम कर सकते, ज्यादा कर सकते. But, हाँ, ठीक. Who will give direction? Mind only directs us actually. मन हमको बोलते ये करो वो करो, हम मन को बोलते. Actually, intelligence has to direct the mind. Senses are there, above senses, mind. Above mind, intelligence is there. But now what is happening? Intelligence is weak because it is not getting proper knowledge. That's why mind is directing the intelligence, mind is directing this. In general, it is said if you don't have any guru, and if you are not listening anyone, like we listen mother or father, if you don't listen anyone means whom we are listening is mind. आपको जो अच्छा लग रहा है वो करो. Don't worry about anyone or anything. So how to regulate it? We have to. Arjuna told in the beginning that I will not fight. It is not good. They are all our relatives. So in one sense, you say Arjuna is telling I will not do violence. Krishna is telling you how to do violence. कैसे भगवान violence के लिए बोल सकते हैं? उनको भी लगता है. But then Krishna told why you have to fight. What is dharma? Those things you do. So what is regulate here? Next line again, regulating means removing enjoyment mentality. So हमको हमेशा वो एंजॉयमेंट मेंटालिटी आते रहते ना, ये करना है वो करना है, ये करेंगे हमको संतुष्ट हो जाएगा, वो करेंगे हमको संतुष्ट हो जाएगा. सो रेगुलेट मतलब उसको वो निकाल देते. थोड़ा थोड़ा हम मन को इधर इस एंजॉयमेंट मेंटालिटी से बाहर निकाल के. सो व्हाट रियली एंजॉयमेंट मीन्स इन दिस मटेरियल वर्ल्ड? सॉरी, नहीं मटेरियल वर्ल्ड में एंजॉयमेंट मतलब
तो जैसे कोई नॉन वेज खाना, ड्रिंक करना या फिर और ऐसे.
So actually, it is giving really it is giving enjoyment. If somebody is drinking, what is happening to him? तो पहले उसको स्मेल भी अच्छा नहीं रहते, कुछ लोग नाक बंद करके लेते हैं, इतना मुश्किल होता है. फिर उसको इतना जलता है, केमिकल इट इज एक्चुअली, इट्स बर्न्स योर टंग एंड फुल लंग्स एवरीथिंग. तो उसके बाद खाने तुरंत कुछ खाना पड़ता है क्योंकि वो जीभ का टेस्ट भी चेंज कर. लोग कुछ तो इतना चीज रखते हैं खाने के लिए. देन आफ्टर ड्रिंकिंग ऑल्सो इट्स spoil your lungs, everything. But they are thinking I am happy. So क्या हो जाते हो? पीने के बाद पागल बन जाते हैं actually. We are becoming mad. So that madness they are thinking I am happy. Anything, even any enjoyment it may be, even sexual enjoyment also. Actually, one is losing the essence of the body. So that is also not happiness. After losing one semen, वो weak हो जाते हैं, उनका दिमाग भी नहीं काम करेगा, मालूम है? बहुत agitate होता है mind. You cannot focus. Someone preserves that, he'll become very strong. Not even physically also, mentally also. Mental power चले जाते हैं. कोई ज्यादा ये चीज कर रहे हैं ना, he is wasting his mind, he'll become very weak mentally. डरते, किसी को सामने बात करने मतलब नहीं होता है, इंटरव्यू मतलब डरते, कुछ भी उनको डरते. बट जो लोग प्रिसर्व करते हैं उनको इतना पावर मिलता है, that internal determination. So people think these are all things enjoyment, but these are all not enjoyment. And people think that if I have more money, I will be happiest person. But person who has more money, he is fearful. कोई मेरे को पैसा लूट ले जाएंगे क्या? इतना पैसा रहेंगे वो भी संतुष्ट नहीं, उनको satisfaction ही नहीं. So in further verses we can see that last line you can see. Pehले it is engaging in Krishna service, one gets real happiness. अभी लोग सब कुछ छोड़ के फॉरेस्ट में जाते हैं, उधर जाके क्या करते हैं वो लोग? भगवान के ऊपर चिंतन करते हैं. सो एवरीथिंग दे लिव एंड दे आर वेरी हैप्पी. पीपल हैज एवरीथिंग, दे डोंट लिव एनीथिंग. सब इधर उधर पकड़ के पॉलिटिशियन इनको उनको देखो सब लूट के ले लेते, बट स्टिल ही इज नॉट हैप्पी. बट हियर एवरीथिंग ही इज लिविंग, बट ही इज वेरी हैप्पी. So that inner happiness we don't get in this material world. Whatever you try to accumulate, still that inner happiness will not come. Externally he feels अच्छा ड्रेस पहनते हैं, बड़ा बड़ा कार में जा सकते हैं. People by seeing externally he thinks क्या जीव रहा है इन्होंने, but वो अंदर देखो उनको, he doesn't have even time to speak with his parents also, parents, children also. The real satisfaction comes when one practice this spiritual, that bhakti process. उनके पास कुछ नहीं, अभी he is very happy. योगी के पास कुछ क्या रहते हैं, सिर्फ एक वो क्या है, कॉपी, सिर्फ वही रहते हैं, लंगोट, वही पेन की बैठ के रहते हैं, उनके पास दूसरा कुछ नहीं, और एक गुफा में जीवते, बट ही इज वेरी हैप्पीएस्ट पर्सन. सो इन दिस स्टेट ही डजंट वांट एनी मटेरियल एंजॉयमेंट. जो भी देंगे इनको जरूरत ही नहीं, क्योंकि उनको मालूम उससे कुछ नहीं होने वाला है, कुछ एंजॉयमेंट मिलने वाला ही नहीं. लाइक चाइल्ड इज थिंकिंग, राइट? देर आर टू टाइप्स ऑफ एंजॉयमेंट ऑल्सो हियर. इट इज श्रेयस, प्रेयस. इट इज prayers means immediate happiness. Shreyas means superior happiness or ultimate goal. Immediate goal or ultimate goal we can say. So child thinks वो immediate happiness मतलब बच्चों का क्या है, खेलना है. उसको खेलने के लिए कितना घंटे भी खेलते रहेंगे, उसको स्कूल जाने के बोलेंगे रोएंगे. बट मदर टेल्स नो, यू हैव टू गो टू स्कूल. आप खेलते रहेंगे, हम लोग स्कूल नहीं जाएंगे, हम लोग कैसे पढ़ाई करेंगे, फिर बड़े होने के बाद जॉब के लिए कैसे जाएंगे. सो वो बच्चे को पता नहीं. बच्चे सोचते हैं ये करने में मुझे ऐसा अच्छा लग जाएगा. लाइक दिस वी आर थिंकिंग इन दिस मटेरियल, ये मिलेगा संतोष मिल जाएगा, ये मिलेगा संतोष मिल जाएगा. बट अल्टीमेट क्या है, हम आत्मा है, शरीर नहीं. हम सारा चीज शरीर के लिए गिरते रहते, शरीर के लिए, फिर हम बोलते हैं हमको क्यों संतुष्ट नहीं मिल रहा है. हम आत्मा है, आत्मा के लिए कर रहे हैं. सो दैट इनर एंजॉयमेंट इज ए ग्रेटर गेन. वंस यू गेट दैट इनर एंजॉयमेंट, उसके बाद उनको कुछ जरूरत नहीं, जो भी देगा उनको कुछ, नथिंग इज गोइंग टू गिव हिम हैप्पीनेस. लाइक आप अच्छा खा लिया, 5-6 चपाती खा लिया, उसके बाद जो इतना अच्छा प्रसाद देंगे भी, इतना अच्छा गुलाब जामुन, रसगुल्ला, रसमलाई जो भी देंगे भी, उनको खाने के लिए जगह नहीं. नहीं, अभी ऑफकोर्स 2-3 घंटे के बाद पूछेंगे, पर उस समय तक नहीं, जरूरत नहीं. सो लाइक दिस ही इज इंटरनली हैप्पी. So here it is, people has everything but no happiness. Whereas these yogis, they don't have anything but they are happiest people. Because that happy is not there in this world. हम गलती से सोचते हैं ये मिलेगा संतोष मिल जाएगा, पर संतुष्ट मिलने वाला नहीं. अगर मिलेगा भी वो टेम्परेरी भी है ना. क्यों टेम्परेरी? मटेरियल, ठीक है, मतलब क्यों टेम्परेरी मटेरियल चीज. हाँ, हम टेम्परेरी है. सो either you have to live or that will leave you. At the time of that, what you can carry. How many of you know that Alexander example, the great Alexander? You know, can you tell? Okay. He was about to die. So that time he told, he's a king, right? Alexander is a great king. But now he great Alexander. So he was about to die that time. Means how he was going to die is, he got bitten by a mosquito, Indian mosquito that time. He ruled all over the world and he conquered everything. But he came to India, he was bitten by our Indian mosquito and then he fell sick, malaria again. So he brought so many specialists, doctor, everyone he brought. And then they tried to cure him, but he came to know that I am going to die. इतना डॉक्टर को बुलाने के बाद भी कुछ फायदा नहीं. Then he told his minister, 3 things you do. The minister told, what are they? After I die, they put in coffin, right? You put me in coffin and my one hand should be outside. Generally they close fully. My one hand should be outside. Okay. Second one, only doctor should carry me to the graveyard. Third one, whatever I earn, usko, you have to throw it all the way to the graveyard. The germs, gold, whatever here. He said everything. Then he asked me, I surely do this, but why you want me to do this? He said, I am such a great king, a great Alexander. I am such a king, but even I am going to die, I am unable to help myself from death. I can conquer everything, but I cannot conquer death. So that's why I have to teach this world. इतना मैं परिश्रम किया ये पूरा लेने के लिए, ये राज्य लेने के लिए. So I want to teach some good lesson to the world. My hand should be outside. Why? I came with the empty hand, going with the empty hand. Why doctor should carry? No one can help me. The doctor himself is taking. Even doctors cannot help. And that one is, so फूल हिल डालते जाते ना, हिंदूस में कहते वैसे. वैसे उन्होंने डायमंड्स, जो भी stones all and he said that's all not going to help you. So this is what he wanted. That great Alexander, his realization is. So whatever we earn here is not going to help us the death. So this death is there, then again birth is there, again death is there. This thing we have to come out. Usko mukti bolte. That can be done only practicing bhakti. सा निश्चयेन योक्तव्यो योग निर्विन्नास चेतस संकल्प प्रभवान कामांस त्यक्त्वा सर्वान् अशेषतः मनसा विन्द्रिय ग्रामं विनियम्य समन्तता. One should engage oneself in the practice of yoga with determination and faith and not be deviated from the path. इतना चीज बताया लोग देखो. Determination with faith and one should not be deviated. These three things are required. हम भी पढ़ाई करते समय कभी भी अरियर हो गया, बैकलॉग हो गया, फिर भी हम डिटर्मिनेशन रहते हैं ना, अगले बार श्योरली आई विल गेट पास मार्क. सो वन शुड नॉट बी डिविएटेड. अभी नहीं हो रहा है बोल के छोड़ देंगे मतलब क्या है? 2 बार भरे 3 बार भरेगा भी हम पास करना ही पड़ेगा. अरे यू विल गेट द डिग्री. So one should abandon without expectation all material desires born of mental speculation and thus control all the senses on all sides by the mind. So all the senses should be controlled. सबको मालूम ना 5 senses: eye, ear, nose, tongue, skin. All the senses should be controlled, it is said. Even one senses is not controlled also, it is very dangerous. Nice example is given in Srimad Bhagavatam. For each senses, one living entity is given. How they are weak in that. For eye, fishes are weakness. Fish has weakness. वो क्या मछली सोचते हैं, कुछ तो फिशर में नहीं के डालते ना, उसको देखते वो कुछ तो वॉर्म्स कुछ खाने के, उसको लगता है कोई नहीं, मैं अकेला हूँ, पीछे भी कोई नहीं, मैं जाके ले लूंगा उसको. वो ले लेते, क्या होते, इट गेट स्ट्रक. सॉरी, फॉर fish is tongue. So I is given is I के लिए क्या एग्जाम्पल दिए? No, that insect. You might have seen that insect, right? कभी भी ट्यूबलाइट में आप देखो, आज के it hits the tubelight. Whenever it sees the light, you can see some small insects. It comes, keeps hits, टक टक टक, क्योंकि it has attraction to the light. तो कभी भी कुछ लाइट देंगे वो जाके इसका लगते रहते हैं. अभी होटल में पूरा देखेंगे ग्रीन कलर लाइट और इलेक्ट्रिक रखते हैं, वो सीधा जाते उसमें घुस जाते, बर्न हो जाते, मर जाते. समटाइम्स कैंडल आल्सो इट ट्राइज टू सी दैट लैम्प लाइट and it tries to enter something very samakrai. It enters and it gets roasted because it has weakness in eyes. For nose, the bee, bumblebee. So bumblebee, it goes and sit in the lotus flower. And lotus flower, what happens? Sunflower actually, not lotus flower. After the sunset, the sunflower will close. So the sunflower gets closed, that bumblebee cannot breathe and it will die. But the same bumblebee can penetrate wood also. It has that much power. It can penetrate from one side and come from another side. But when it sits in the lotus flower, its nose, the sunflower has so much nice fragrance, it forgets only. And it forgets and it will just live and it will die. And for skin is elephant. So in circus hall, you see they have elephant. How they catch elephant, you know? It has weakness for skin. They bring one female elephant. It is trained. So this female elephant will go and touch the male elephant. I say, on rub. This fellow will become mad. And it will run behind that female elephant. They make big pit and they close with bamboo and grasses. And this female elephant knows it is trained. It will just bypass that and it comes. That male elephant will come and fall into that. So because it has problem with skin. Actually, sex desire is skin enjoyment. What else is remaining? Here. For here is deer example is given. And now the hunter wants to catch the deer, what he will do? He play nice musical instrument like flute. The deer now attracted to the music. So this hunter nicely he plays, the deer comes towards him from where the sound is coming. So when the near he comes, he will be having the net and he will catch us. So everybody, all this example you can see for this bumblebee. What is bumblebee? Nose. Skin. Elephant. Eyes. No, that insect. Ear, deer. So like this one example is given in the Srimad Bhagavatam. But this one living entity, this human being, he has attraction to all the senses. Means weakness. जो भी कुछ भी सब उनको weakness है. कुछ लोग क्या क्या देखते रहते हैं, उनको नहीं देखेंगे ऐसा गलती चीज, उनको नींद नहीं आएगी. खाने का, खाना hearing about rumors, and then from nose LSD kind of thing they use. So these are these human beings' problems. They have weakness in all the senses. That's what it is given. Even if one senses wander also, it drags him to hell. एक इंद्रिय भी weak है भी उसको उनको खींच के चले लेके जाएंगे फिर. So all the senses should be controlled. And then the faith should be there to practice bhakti. Like senses means like someone wants to watch nonsense, someone drinking for LSD. So all the senses are, even one sense is not controlled also, it is danger. There is one example is there for this faith. Nowadays people they say I am Brahmana, मेरे पास भी ये है. तो क्या रस्सी पहन के ब्राह्मण बोलते रहते. Like, but they do all the things, all the bad habits they will be outside, but they just namesake Brahmana. बोले मैं भी ब्राह्मण कुल से उधर ही जन्म लिया हूँ. So Shastra says Brahmana is not by birth. Like a judge is there, will his son also become judge? So, but if he wants to become judge, what he has to do? He has to study, he has to qualify himself. So the qualification makes one's Brahmana, not birth. That's what Shastra says that. So once Narada Muni came, this is given in one Purana, this past time. He went to one Brahmana and he told that I am going to Vaikunta. You know Vaikunta means? What is this? This word? Kunta. This. Kunta means miseries. Vaikunta means no miseries. It is spiritual word. Tukaram Maharaj went to Vaikunta. That is the Vaikunta. So he told, hey, I am going to Vaikunta. If you have any desire, you can tell. I will ask Lord. His Brahmana thought and he told, you just ask the Lord when I will go back to Vaikunta. He said, okay. And on the way, while going, he saw one cobbler also. Cobbler, kya bolte? One who stitches the chapel also. You understood. So he approached him also. So he was very respectful to Narada Muni and he made him sit whatever he had asan उसमें बैठाया, उनका अच्छा रेस्पेक्ट दिया. फिर उनको बताया आप कुछ बताओ मुझे ऐसा मैं क्या करूँ. फाइनली जाते समय बोला ऐसा मैं भगवान को मिलने के लिए जा रहा हूँ, आपको कुछ इच्छा है बोलो मैं बताता हूँ, कुछ पूछना है आप भगवान से. उन्होंने भी वही प्रश्न पूछा, मैं कब भगवत धाम जाऊंगा, when I go back to Vaikuntha. Okay, I will ask. Then the Lord went, Narada Muni went to Lord and asked the Lord. So while coming, I met these two people. One is Brahmana and another one is cobbler. They have same questions. When they will come back to you or Vaikuntha? So what Lord told, that cobbler will come by in this birth only, in this very birth. After he dies, he will come back to me. Brahmana will never come. Said, what? ब्राह्मण ने उन्होंने गायत्री मंत्र बोल रहा था, उन्होंने गंगा में स्नान कर रहा था, उन्होंने नहीं आएंगे, काबलर आएंगे क्या? क्यों? बोला, in order to know answer for this, you go and tell them. Once you go back, they will ask you what Lord is doing. You tell them, I was, needle is there, right? Needle, eye is there, eye of the needle. So Lord was inserting elephant from the eye of the needle. Whole body came, but the tail got stuck. समझे रे? वो सुई में रहते ना धाग लगाते, उस धाग ऐसा ही उसने हाथी को लगा रहा था, पूरा हाथी बाहर आ गया, फिर कुछ हट गया उस वो होल में. So Lord, he told, you tell them this. So first he went to Brahmana and told. So he approached the Brahmana, asked, where are you coming from, sir? I am coming from Vaikuntha. You met Lord? Yes. Did you ask him? Yes, I asked him. What Lord said? So Lord told, you will not come back to spiritual world or Vaikuntha in this life. You will come, it will take so much life. Said, what? I am Brahmana. What are you thinking? Are you really Narada Muni? He started then asking questions. इन्हें कुछ गड़बड़ लग रहा है इनसे. बोले ठीक है भगवान क्या कर रहा था बताओ. Then he told, Lord was doing, that needle is there, in the eye of the needle he was trying to insert elephant. The whole body came out but tail got stuck. And he said, what funny thing you are talking. Whole body again, pooch at again. So he told, don't do foolish thing. Get lost, you are not Narada only. I am Brahmana, I know what the Lord will do all. So he was very proud and he doesn't have faith on God. And then he went to the cobbler. So he told that cobbler. Then the cobbler also asked, what happened? The Lord told, you will come back to Vaikuntha in this very lifetime. As soon as you die, you will go back to Vaikuntha. You are not going to take another birth. Another birth will happen in this material world only. Punaradi Maranam, Punaradi Jananam, ये होते रहेगा. जन्म मृत्यु जरा व्याधि, फिर जन्म मृत्यु, इससे बाहर आना चाहिए। अभी अच्छा है हमको मनुष्य शरीर मिला, उस मनुष्य शरीर को हम छोड़ देंगे मतलब फिर कौन सा शरीर हमको मिलेगा पता नहीं। वॉट एवर कर्मा एक्शन वी आर डूइंग, अकॉर्डिंग वी आर गोइंग टू गेट अनदर बॉडी। You know, right? Reincarnation. How many of you heard of Punarjanma? Reincarnation. So this is the risk. Again, birth is going to happen. So when he told that same story to same thing what Lord was doing to that cobbler man, the cobbler man said, "My Lord can do anything. This is nothing for him. For him, anything, everything is possible." He told. Narada Muni was astonished. How come? How you are believing this? Whole body came outside. Only the tail got struck. How it is possible? Then he gave wonderful answer. See, Lord can do anything. I am sitting in this cobbler under a tree. I am sitting and stitching. See, this is such a big banyan tree. This big banyan tree has some tree was there. This tree has so many seeds. So many fruits are there. Even each fruit has so many seeds. One seed can become such a big banyan tree. So Lord can do this wonderful thing. Why he can't do this small thing? है कि नहीं? इतना अभी एक आम बीज को आप रखेंगे, इतना बड़ा पेड़ आएगा, उसमें से इतना आम आएगा। सो आम फल को आप खाओ, छिलका गाय को दे दो, बीज को फेंक दो और एक आम। सो नो साइंस कैन डू दिस, राइट? They don't have any kind of technology. They have some plastic, they can take, inject something, and I will put in a earth. Will it become plant? Or can you make, I will put two laptop, can I get one palm cup? No, it will not happen. But Lord can do. Only seed is there, just put, it will become big tree, and then from there so many fruits, and each fruit has one seed. So he told that example. So Lord, the Narada Muni understood, this fellow has faith on God. So in general, many people they don't have faith on God. लोग हे भगवान हे नहीं है, they have so much faith on science, but science unable to prove so far whether soul is existing or not. Why a person is dying, they are unable to stop. So these things are they unable. They only what science is doing is comfort, more and more comfort. This is what science would able to do. पहले सोते नीचे, अभी अच्छा कॉट है, कुशन बेड है, खाने के लिए अच्छा ऐसा सीट कुशन चेयर, जल्दी जाने एरोप्लेन जेट. So only they increase the comfort. So the faith should be there. How we are getting food? No industry or no factory is there, right? So दबा हो हमको rice जो भी चाहिए मिल जाएगी नहीं. We depends on earth. And then not only earth, sunlight is required, water is required, उसको भी ऑक्सीजन जो भी चाहिए, हमको भी जीने के लिए ऑक्सीजन चाहिए, वो पर कहाँ से मिल रहा है? So everything is given by God. That faith should be there. If you doubt on faith, then you cannot believe who is my mother also. Can someone prove that I am mother, son of so and so? Is there any possibility? Of course, people say DNA test, but even in DNA test also, how many people will take DNA test? I am white, my mother also must be white. I am black, my mother also must be black. Why did you try to do DNA? How many women are there? How many father? How many male is there? How can you try to understand that he is my father? So there is no way. Even DNA test also, na, approx value only it will bring. It will not bring you exact thing. And out of 10,000 something, you will get similar some 5-10 like that. And in that again, you have to see so many other tests. So practically it is impossible. How many people you do DNA test? So it is very, very difficult. What is the easiest way to understand who is my father? Huh? Ask mother, simple. Mother will tell he is the father. So mother is like guru here. So if someone wants to know that who is God, what is God, so the best person is asking guru. If we ourselves try to understand through science, see still we cannot understand how I am living, how food is getting digested. Ayurveda has some substantial solution for a disease. So whatever disease is there, what kind of herbs should be given, and in this way that herb is, by eating that herb, you will not get any side effect. You know, Ayurveda doesn't have side effect, but allopathic has so much. Allopathic medicine you take and there is so many difficulties also, side effect will be there. That's why the painkiller is there, it is really very horrible medicine. Whenever you are taking this painkiller, it gives very dangerous effect later on. So why Ayurveda is so proper and powerful? Because it is given by God. It's coming from Veda. Atharva Veda is coming, that is Ayurveda. One part is from Atharva Veda. So this body is given by God. Only God knows the manual also. If this laptop is made by Dell, only Dell can give the manual. So like this, we are trying to make manual without knowing what is laptop, without knowing what is the body. So there is no operation or something in Ayurveda. Even why body is getting heated up, allopathic doesn't know. But Ayurveda says there is heat in fire in the body. हम भी बोलते हैं ना भूख पेट जल रहा है मतलब क्या है? So there is fire is there. That's why heat is there. जब fever समय कितना heat होता है body. So if the fire is less means there is no digestion. So that's why the faith is required. So how we get the faith? By reading scripture. So by reading scripture, we will get the knowledge. Through knowledge, you can get the faith. With the faith only, you can practice spiritual. We have only now faith on science. Many people will come. That's why scientifically we are giving nowadays classes. Next month we are going to begin about from science how we can accept God. Science also scientifically we are proving how God is existing. The next one we begin that means another batch it is for. So one who practice with that determination, he only can achieve success. अभी एक बार fail हो गया, दूसरे बार भी fail हो गया, आपका determination मैं pass ही करूँगा. So like this, one has to also practice this bhakti. So in one sense, in bhakti, failure also success will be. तो आगे श्लोक आते हैं. अगर कोई भक्ति पालन कर रहे, बाद में उन्होंने भक्ति छोड़ दिया, उनको क्या होएगा? So he left everything materially and he came to spiritual. And spiritual also he leaves, then what will get? Material भी नहीं, spiritual भी नहीं है क्या? नहीं, भगवान बोलते हैं. Spiritual थोड़ा भी करेंगे भी उनको benefit है. So उसका हम बाद में देखेंगे. So here example is given Bhishma Dev. Bhishma Dev was fighting in which side? Kaurava side. So opposite side, right? So but still it is, see, he got failed only. But actually he is not failure. He did this because Lord wants that. That's why he did. Like Hiranyakashipu. You know who is Hiranyakashipu? Okay. उनका उसका पहले कौन है मालूम होंगे? Actually he is a Jai Vijay. You go to Balaji temple, you can see both sides Jai Vijay. ऐसे दो बार रहते. They are gatekeeper. So they became Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha, Ravana, Kumbhakarna, and Shishupal in Krishna. So 3 lifetime they got that. They did one offense. So for that they got this punishment. So here all the senses should be engaged in Lord's service. If one senses also we don't engage, then it will go to material, then it will drag us. So gradually, step by step, one should become situated in trance by means of intelligence sustained by full conviction. And thus the mind should be fixed on the self alone and should think of nothing else. So Sanai, here it says, step by step only one can control the senses. Anything. आपको ये रिहैबिलिटेशन मालूम ना, रिहैबिलिटेशन वो किसके लिए? अल्कोहलिक है, उनके लिए पूरा एक इंस्टीट्यूट है. somebody so much drinking, he can go there and he can come out from that habit. So उसके लिए वो लोग ऐसा नहीं एक दिन में बोलते नहीं आप सब कुछ छोड़ना है, थोड़ा थोड़ा ही. अभी कोई तो स्मोकर है, चेन स्मोकर, 10 सिगरेट पीते उदाहरण पे एक दिन वो बोलेंगे 9 ले लो अभी, then 8, then 7, then 1, then slowly relieve. So that's why even our control also senses should be slowly only it happens. एक साथ में नहीं होगा. If you are very sincere in bhakti, then you can easily control the sense, mind, everything. The question will come, why this controlling? हम 2-3 हफ्ते से यही चल रहे हैं, ये कंट्रोल करना, वो कंट्रोल करना. वो किसके लिए इतना बोल रहे, इतना भगवद गीता में क्यों इतना कंट्रोल के ऊपर बोल रहे? क्यों बिंदास हम कुछ भी कर सकते हैं ना? व्हाट इज द प्रॉब्लम? व्हाई दिस टेलिंग अबाउट सो मच अबाउट कंट्रोल? हमको भी लगेगा ना 3 हफ्ते से यही बोल रहे हैं, मन को कंट्रोल करो, इंद्रिय का कंट्रोल करो, बुद्धि अहंकार सब कंट्रोल कंट्रोल. क्यों इतना कंट्रोल से आपको क्या मिलने वाले? हाँ, पीस. ओके, one direction. Anything else? Why to control? हाँ, वो क्यों चाहिए कंट्रोल? हाँ, गुड. Then only we can realize about God. That one thing. So that real everything why we are struggling here for happiness. Why we are studying, we get good job, then so much money I will get, then I will get happiness. So for happiness only we are doing everything, but that happiness we are not getting here. That happiness will come by controlling senses, mind. Like now you got license, you have two-wheeler or four-wheeler, you have license. So it is not you got license means you can do anything now. तो उस समय भी रेगुलेट करना है ना आपको, सिग्नल है, सिग्नल को फॉलो करना है, फिर लेफ्ट साइड ही जाना चाहिए, वो स्पीड है, स्पीड भी आपको मेंटेन करना पड़ता है. So this is all control, some control. If you do that, then what will happen? You will not get accident. अभी सिग्नल रेड आप मारने में तुरंत लोग घुसते हैं ना, फिर इस साइड से इन्होंने खुल जाते हैं कि क्या काम कर, because there is no control. Guys, our mind senses are troubling. So it also needs control. When the control is there, then there will not be any accident. And it is not like that I am controlling for many years. Now I can do it. वैसा भी नहीं है. मैं अभी एक्सपर्ट ड्राइवर में 15-20 साल से मैं चला रहा हूँ. अभी मैं स्टेयरिंग पकड़ने के लिए जरूरत नहीं. हो सकता है क्या इसको? फिर कंट्रोल क्या है? So even though you are controlling for many years, also the control still you have to maintain it. So the basic thing is this control. See, I will tell you one analogy. Only human being needs this control. Animals doesn't need. Do you know? कुछ पशु ज्यादा नहीं खाते, कितना उसको चाहिए उतना ही खाते. हम वैसा नहीं. इसको उदाहरण दिया है ईसोपनिषद. ईसोपनिषद there is an example. Like if you put a bag full of rice, it is broken and it fell down. So many bats will come and eat. Pigeons, cuckoos, they will come and eat. How much they will eat? एक मुट्ठी खाएगा, बस कुछ फिर भाग जाएंगे. खाएगा वो पेट भर गया चले जाएंगे. But one human is coming, he may eat some 3 मुट्ठी, तो पक्का के खाएंगे चावल. But 3 मुट्ठी भी लेंगे, पूरा पोता भी उठा के लेके जाएंगे. That is what humans. You know, lion doesn't hunt if he is not hungry. Even the deer comes also in front, it will not hunt. So it has control. And even you can see sleeping also. हम संडे मतलब थोड़ा ज्यादा ही सोते हैं ना. You see bats, early morning it gets up. आजकल bats we are unable to find because of these waves or mobile. They are all dying. Human being is troubling everyone. He troubles himself also. He troubles other living entities also. So you see early morning daily it gets up. It doesn't have any break. A Sunday है आज जाएंगे नहीं, छुट्टी ले लेंगे. And even sexual also. Even though this fellow doesn't, he's important fellow. Still he takes medicine. कुछ चीज देखना है. He artificially induce that desire. Animals doesn't. Lions have sex only in 12 years. Only human beings requires this control. That's why because the human being has better intelligence and he has better thought process. Everything is better, but he doesn't do better things. Because everything he has, he uses in wrong way. So that's why the Shastra is telling control. Use it in proper way. So if he doesn't have proper knowledge, then we will use it for improper thing. Like you know this terrorist Bin Laden. Terrorist number. But you know about his background? How about his in studies? State ranker. He is a state first. He's very wonderful, good in studies. But the only thing, even though he has such a wonderful knowledge, because he doesn't have anyone to proper guidance, he used it in wrong way. उन्होंने engineer था, civil engineer, construction, destruction. Two types of engineering is there in civil. So he was in destruction. That's why the Twins Tower he broken. He knows that how to break it. So although he had good knowledge, but he doesn't know how to use it. Like knowledge is like knife. Knife is good also, bad also. When it is good, when it is in doctor's hand, it is good. Doctors can save the life. If it is in terrorist hand, he can remove the life. Gold nikalo, ye nikalo, nahi matlab. So it is like knowledge. That's why this control is required. If it doesn't control the mind, senses, or even you as a student, you cannot study also properly. पढ़ाई करने के लिए भी वो कंट्रोल चाहिए. अभी वो कंट्रोल रहेंगे ना, you don't need to study. Extra time is not required. While the teacher is teaching, That time only you can focus. Once you grasp, it doesn't go from your mind. अभी भी कुछ स्टूडेंट्स आप देखे रहेंगे, एक बार वो देखते हैं, उनको पढ़ाई करने के लिए जरूरत नहीं, कोई है आपके क्लास में? हाँ, है। वाई? एटलीस्ट ही हैज कंट्रोल देयर, और ही हैज डिसाइड। दूसरा में ठीक है, छोड़ दो उसको। बट जनरली वन हुज माइंड इज कंट्रोल, he doesn't need to study also, much time is not required, he can focus there what is going on। अच्छा attentively सुनो, बस mind में बैठ जाए। Somebody's sense is controlled, mind is controlled, then he can do many things, lot of the things he can do। That's why the control is, शास्त्र आपको इतना बता रहे हैं, इसलिए। So that's why step by step one has to try controlling the mind, controlling the mind, controlling the senses। So intelligence will be controlled by reading scriptures. From there you get proper knowledge, then that intelligence will guide the mind. No, you should not do this. The mind will tell, no. Now mind is instructing, you should do this. Intelligent also going behind. Like police is like intelligent, thief is like mind. Thief जाते हैं उनको पकड़ दे, ऐसा नहीं करना है, जाओ मार के उसको लेके जाए। अभी माइंड बोल रहे हैं, हाँ मेरे साथ आप भी आ जाओ, पुलिस भी पीछे जा रहे हो। So why like that it happen? Because police only forgot I am police। So that's why that scripture knowledge is very powerful. One who reads the scripture, then he can very easily control mind, sense, he can win material thing very easily, he can work. Spiritually something beyond material. He's trying to understand. You know, these big companies, Microsoft, in these companies also early morning they are reading scriptures. They read Bhagavad Gita. They get up early morning. Who reads Bhagavad Gita, you know? Those who are in this very big, this management position. उन लोगों का दिमाग इतना खराब होता है, कैसे मेंटेन करना, इतना बड़ा कंपनी है। So there, in order to keep their mind peace and rest, and to get that, even Shastra has all the knowledge. What knowledge doesn't have? Everything is there. Even I had this aeroplane they made, right? So to make that shape, they got that shape from Shastra only. एक वीडियो में देखा था, एक clip, that they found that this type of wings should be there. They got them. So all the knowledge is there in scripture. Martial art is there. So this martial art came from here only. Medicine is there. Ayurveda is there. And palm history. And then Jyotishta. What not. And if you want to know about space, science are trying to sending so many rockets to find out what is going on. अभी भी एक रॉकेट गया था, पता नहीं वो कितना सच्ची है क्या है बोल के। So later on we'll come to know. Like this happened moon landing before us. But later on they made it, this is not possible. In actuality, according to scripture, it is not possible. Because moon is also a spiritual heavenly planet. स्वर्ग में जाने के लिए इतना आसान नहीं है। स्वर्ग में जाने मतलब आपको पुण्य करना है, पुण्य के द्वारा ही आप स्वर्ग पे जा सकते। जो लोग पाप करेंगे वो लोग किधर जाएंगे? नरक में जाएंगे। So by making something you cannot, where they went also still कुछ आया नहीं अभी तक बाहर, आने के बाद पता चले। When last time happened also, that time Prabhupada, you know, right? Prabhupada also, that one person was massaging. He was very proud, we reached the moon. But Prabhupada said, no, it's not possible. And later on, the news came, they did not reach only. It is fake only. They made one setup in US. So spiritual, this scripture ever always doesn't change us only scripture. Whatever was given that time by Krishna, same knowledge now also it is there. Science always changes because it is given by human being. Human being knowledge is limited. So if somebody has material intelligence, then he will use us only for enjoyment. What enjoyment? Sense enjoyment. Enjoyment you can use senses only. Eat some nice sweet. Tongue will be enjoying. Tongue is get happiness. Hearing some music, rock music, ears के लिए है, कुछ गलती चीज देखेंगे आइज के लिए। So like this sense enjoyment. But कितना भी sense को enjoyment देते रहो, पूछते ही रहेगा, out, it will not be satisfied. Because we are different from senses. Who are we? So we are not this hand, we are not this eyes. So निकालेंगे भी I can live, I can survive. So we are soul. What soul requires that we have to. So in this stage, the mind will be completely fixed on Lord. It will not go here and there. So before we saw controlling mind is difficult. Now we are seeing controlling senses also difficult. So when we engage this, when we give right engagement to the senses and mind, then only it will be controlled. Simply we try to do, I will not smoke, I will not smoke. Then again, one day, 2 day, वो क्या बोलते हैं, न्यू ईयर रिजोल्यूशन. तो कितने दिन देते हैं, अगले न्यू ईयर तक भी नहीं रहेगा वो, 1-2 हफ्ते में उसको हम तोड़ देते हैं, अगले अगले साल थोड़ा और दे देंगे, बिकॉज वी डोंट हैव दिस कंट्रोल ओनली. So when we engage this properly, then the controlship will be there. We'll complete with this sloka. From wherever the mind wanders due to its flickering and unsteady nature, one must certainly withdraw it and bring it back under the control of the self. So these yogis, whenever they meditate on God, the mind goes here, there. So immediately what he has to do, he has to drag and bring it. Like it is the nature of the mind. If you don't use the iron, what it will become rusted. So like this room also, if you don't use it, will become dirty. Similarly, the mind also, there is a nature, it always wanders. Goes from one thought to other thought, that thought to other thought, it keep goes. Now we have given so much habit to the mind that we are unable to bring it back. Like pen cap is there, right? Reynolds pen. उसका कैप देखो ऐसा बेंड कर दिया, ऐसा बेंड कर दिया मतलब वो ऐसा ही हो जाता है. फिर स्ट्राइट करेंगे भी फिर वैसा ही होएगा. उसको स्ट्राइट करने के लिए क्या करना है, इस साइड बेंड करना पड़ता है, फिर स्ट्राइट होएगा. Now what the mind happen is always going for enjoyment. Now we have to bring it to this side. इसकी लेके आना है, then it will come to proper. So that is quite difficult. But for that only this bhakti is given. By this process easily you can bring it back to proper level. So that endeavor we should keep put. So this mind is, the example is given like a child, naughty child. कुछ बच्चे देखे बहुत एक जगह में बैठते नहीं, इधर उधर भागते रहता है. दिस मदर विल बिकम सो मच फ्रस्ट्रेटेड. उसको लेके आके अंदर रखते, फिर कुकिंग के लिए जाते मदर, फिर बाहर से भाग जाते, फिर मन को, फिर बच्चे को लेके आते, फिर इस साइड भागते, फिर फैन है, फैन में उंगली रखने के लिए जाते, कुछ तो गिर रहे. तो माइंड इज लाइक दिस, इट वांट्स टू डू समथिंग, ऑलवेज इट गोes here there. We have to bring it back. How mother is bringing back the child. He will be reading 2 lines only, then the mind gone somewhere. क्रिकेट में चालू हो गया, कितना स्कोर है, एटलीस्ट देख के आएंगे स्कोर को, बाद में पढ़ाई करेंगे, फिर कितना ओवर हुआ, तो बाद में से हवा जाएगा, कुछ तो हवा जाएगा, कुछ विकेट हो गया. सो माइंड इज नॉट हियर, अदर देन हियर एवरीवेयर. सो द योगीज, दे विल ब्रिंग इट बैक and they focus, they bring it back focus. By this slowly they increase the focus of the mind. So here it is given, either you control the mind or mind will control you. If you don't control the mind, then mind will take the leadership. It will take you to hell everywhere. The mind can find hell out of heaven or heaven out of hell. So समझ रहे meaning? Who can tell? Heaven out of hell, hell out of heaven. So everybody will be happy. This is the happiest place. But you will think so much boring. I am not at all happy. This place will be not at all happy. But you will be thinking very blissful. Like drunkard. कोई किसी को वो हैबिट नहीं है, उनको लगता है कैसा जगह है, इतना स्मेल मार रहे हैं लोग, ये पी रहे हैं, उनको अच्छा ही नहीं लगता है. इट इज लाइक हेल आउट, हेवन आउट ऑफ हेल. उनके लिए वो हेवन है, हमको इट इज लाइक हेल. बट सेम चीज उनको अच्छा लग रहा है, इट इज हेल आउट ऑफ हेवन फॉर इट. इवन दो इट इज हेल फॉर मी, इट इज हेवन. दारू पिया मतलब वो स्वर्ग में चले जाते हैं ना. ही विल बी लाइक थिंकिंग लाइक आई एम फ्लोटिंग. सो माइंड कैन थिंक एनीथिंग. फॉर यू इट विल बी बैड, बट फॉर हिम इट विल बी ब्लिस. फॉर यू इट विल बी ब्लिस, बट फॉर हिम इट विल बी बैड. अभी कुछ लोगों को मंदिर आने के लिए अच्छा लगता है, मंदिर आएंगे बहुत शांति रहते, सभी लोग जप करते. पर कुछ लोगों को क्या कर रहे हैं, कुछ मजा ही नहीं, लोग ऐसे बैठ के क्या कर रहे हैं, उनको कुछ लोग. और पब में जाएंगे लोग ऐसा ऐसा नाचते सीम्स लाइक क्या बोलते हो, फिक्स आ गया कैसा रहता है, क्या कर रहे हैं इधर, हमको लगता है आज मुझे जाके छोड़ेंगे. मैं तो एक बार गया था कुछ खरीदने के लिए, धुन के फिर शॉपिंग मॉल में चले गया, इधर मिलेगा बोले, उधर गया, मुझे बहुत थोड़ा डिफरेंट लगा समथिंग. मैं बहुत साल से मैं गया नहीं उस साइड पर. आफ्टर माई कॉलेज, आफ्टर माई job, I did not go. Almost 8-9 years I did not go. But when I went that time, I found this place is not for me. And everybody was looking also. ये कौन है, इधर भी आए साधु बाबा, इधर भी आ गए. तो उनको भी लगा रहा. So I found something very new. So this all because of mind. You don't like, but you think that is the best thing. So by engaging the mind on Krishna, one can control the mind very easily. So engaging on Krishna means chanting the holy name of God. So by hearing that holy name of God, your mind will become peace and it will become steady, the determination, everything will be. One who this is called Goswami or Godas. So bolte Goswami, bolte Godas. One who controls the mind and senses, he is ghost. Ghost. See, Go means senses. Swami means master. Um, Goswami means master of the senses. He has controlled the senses and the mind. Das means servant. Godhas. He servant of the senses. Senses and mind. Mind जो demand कहते हैं उसको कहते हैं. Servant का. So one should be Goswami. Should not become Godhas. So if you engage the mind in Krishna service, then you will become Goswami. Otherwise you will become Godhas. मन इंद्रिया हमको छोड़ते नहीं है क्योंकि वो करे इसके पीछे भागो लड़की पीछे भागो वुमेन वाइन वेल्थ है ना www go to hell.com वुमेन वाइन वेल्थ इसके पीछे ही जाते रहेंगे. So we'll stop here. Time is 8:15. If you have any question, you can ask. Otherwise, you can go for. This week very less crowd is there because of ये वो पूजा चल रहा है.